What's up, GGs? Welcome to week 8, workout 2. Let's get into some mobility. So we're starting off with balance beam squats. We've done this one time in the past, if you can remember. But picture your feet on a balance beam in gymnastics. They are parallel, one right behind the other, with maybe half a foot to a foot in between. You're just going to squat down, keeping that torso upright, maybe even leaning forward a little bit. And this is really getting your quads and your knees and your ankles warmed up. The foot that's in the back, you're just going to lift your heel up every time you squat down and keep that toe on the mat. And then the foot that's in front, that foot's not moving at all the entire time. So go as low as you can go, and we're warming up those knees and those ankles. All right, we have knee over toe lunges. So get into a half lunge position. And this one, I don't really care about how deep the stretch is for your hips and your hip flexors. We want the knee to go over the toe. So this is working on the ankle flexion. We're working on getting a little bit of impact on the knee. And we're just getting those hips, knees, and ankles warmed up. So we have 10 each side. Okay, these are called bird dog pulses. So we're not going to alternate between right side, left side. We're going to stay on the same side, so opposite arm, opposite leg, and you're going to do 10 pulses. So don't drop them all the way to the ground, and you're going to lift them up as high as you can. You're doing 10 pulses each side. Make sure your core is nice and stable so you don't fall over. And your hips aren't moving at all. It's just the arm and the leg. Okay, and don't let them touch the ground. Okay, we have downward dogs to a glute kickback. So in the downward dog position, you're going to lift up a leg, kick your glutes backwards, and then do a knee drive to your chest. And then outside of that movement, you're kicking your leg up to the sky again, bringing it to your chest. And you're doing 5 glute kickbacks each side. have a wall, shoulder, and back stretch. So it's kind of like the standing puppy pose, but we're putting our elbows on the wall and putting your hands behind your head. And you're just going to try and sit down and like lower your body. In this movement, it's going to stretch out your entire back and your lats. So I kind of go in and out of it. I did not like this movement, I'm not going to lie. So try it out, and if it works for you, then that's great. I actually switched to the standing puppy pose, and you're welcome to do that as well. This is a little bit easier, and I felt the stretch a bit more. So do 3 to 5 reps of either one of those that you'd like. Okay, next up we have the cobra pose. So get down on your belly. You're putting your hands a little bit outside of shoulder width apart, and then you're lifting your whole upper body, pulling those shoulders back. And then we have about 3 to 5 of these. However long you want to be in the cobra pose at the top, just go to feel and make sure you're breathing in and out, exhaling as you lift up, inhaling as you go back down. Okay, here you're going to grab a broomstick or something that resembles that, and you're going to do your shoulder rotations. So keep those arms nice and straight. Hold each end of the pole or the broomstick or whatever you have, and you're going to go about 10 to 20 reps. I would go longer if you feel like your shoulders are feeling a little tight. So if you're feeling any crunchiness or it's really difficult, I would go up to 20 reps of these. All right, we're getting into the workout. So grab a band if you have it. If you don't have a band, no worries. You can do the same movement without it. But you're going to hold on to something for stability. You're doing an RDL on one leg. So stretching down, keeping that whole back and neck neutral. Okay, we don't want your neck bending higher or lower than what you can see. Your back is completely neutral. You're doing an RDL, stretching back, pushing your glutes behind you, and then you're going to quickly bring your knee up to a knee drive and squeeze the core. We have 10 each side. Okay, next up we have banded fire hydrants. So keep that band a little bit above your knees on your thighs, and then you're going to do a fire hydrant. So your leg is at a 90-degree angle, you're pointing your knee and your foot kicking outwards away from you. You're doing 10 each side. You should definitely start to feel this on the outside of your glutes, your hip abductors. All right, guys, we're not done with the band yet. We are doing banded glute bridges. Get ready for your glutes to burn after today, and your legs will definitely be sore as well. So buckle up. All right, 20 to 30 banded glute bridges. So keep that band about an inch or two down from your kneecaps on your thighs. And think about driving the glutes up and squeezing your lower belly at the top of the movement, okay? Glutes go down on your way up. You're squeezing the core. And you're doing as many as you can. That's 20 to 30 reps. So feel the burn. We're growing the peach, so hang in there. Okay, next up we have weighted candlestick reaches. So we've done these in mobility exercises in the past, but you're holding a dumbbell, one hand on each end, and as you kick up into that little ab crunch, you're going to have the dumbbell go right above your head. Your arms are going to be nice and straight. This is a lot easier than it looks or it sounds. So you're just holding the dumbbell, letting your body carry its momentum out into that hamstring stretch. And as you lean forward into that stretch, try and keep your body nice and upright. And we just want to hinge at the hips. And this is going to stretch out your glutes and your hamstrings, not only for a good stretch, but when it's weighted, it'll get you some muscle burn as well. Okay, we're doing alternating lunges with a bicep curl. So we're doing reverse lunges, kicking a foot behind you, leaning forward at a 45-degree angle to get the glutes more activated, driving through the heel on the way up. And as you go down into that lunge, you're bringing both dumbbells up to a curl. So grab a weight that's easy enough, but also challenging for you to do 20 total reps of these. So after about 15, I was struggling and I had 10-pound dumbbells. So maybe grab a 5-pound dumbbell, or if you want to challenge, grab those 10s. But you do have 20 total. So you got this. All right, we have standing marches. So hold one dumbbell over your head, keeping your arm completely straight. The other arm is out for balance. As you can see my shadow behind me, you can see my arm is out for balance. And then the other arm is up high to the sky. And you're doing 20 marches each side. So driving the knee up, every time you drive the knee up, squeeze the core. It should be squeezed the whole time, but especially when the knee is up. All right, switching to the other side. All right, we have a plank to a downward dog. So we're talking high plank here, which is normal push-up position. Hands are stacked right underneath your shoulders. Your core is engaged, your hips are parallel to your back. And then for each rep, you're stretching out, doing that downward dog, bringing your hips up, stretching out your hamstrings. Going back down to a plank. This is, you're really going to start to feel it on your shoulders, but your core as well. You can do 10, but I challenge you to do 20 reps total to really feel the core. All right, make sure you rested 1 to 2 minutes before starting this second set. But we are back to the banded RDLs to a knee drive. If you have a band, you're really going to feel it in the glutes here. If you don't, that's totally okay. Just go nice and slow so that you can feel the muscles that you want to be activated. So we're kicking one leg back. My knee is slightly bent, making it a little bit easier. My knee is slightly bent on each leg, actually. So RDL back on one leg and then knee driving with the opposite leg for 10 each side. Okay, we're back to the banded fire hydrants. So get into tabletop position. Band is around the thighs. You're kicking out your foot and your knee, getting that side of the glute activated. So we have 10 each side. Banded glute bridges. Again, keep that band on and put it right below your kneecaps onto your thighs. Driving the glutes up, squeezing the core at the top of each rep. 20 to 30 reps. Okay, we have the weighted candlestick reach. So you're doing an ab crunch up. Your legs are going to be completely straight when you lift them up. Use the momentum when you go out of that movement to carry you down into that hamstring stretch. I'm not touching the dumbbell to the ground, by the way. It's just kind of floating in the air, and I'm leaning my body a little bit forward to get the glutes a good stretch and the hamstrings a good stretch. We have 10 reps total. All right, we have alternating lunges with a bicep curl. So make sure you're grabbing a weight that's comfortable for you, and you're doing a reverse lunge. As soon as you lunge back, you're picking up those arms and curling them into a bicep curl. So 20 total. Keep the core nice and engaged too, by the way. arm in the air with your dumbbell. The other is out for balance. Squeeze the core, march in place 20 times for each arm. All right, we just have the plank to a downward dog for 10 to 20 reps. Make sure that you're squeezing the core. Your hips are parallel to your back in the plank, and then they go high in the downward dog. So 10 to 20 reps, you got this. You had a killer leg workout today, mixed in with some other things, but great job. So proud of you, and I will see you next week for another 2 workouts.